Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Virgo. If Virgo is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, here we go. And let's see, what do we have going on here in the tea leaves tonight? So our card for this week is the Devil. And this has everything to do with being instinctive, provocative, partaking in personal and social rituals, ceremonies, rites of passage. This can be a card that's kind of related to a sense of force, an unconventional paradigm or worldview, and also an awareness of the self. Okay, so I also want to mention, I can admit when I've been wrong about something. Last week when I did the Virgo reading, the card that I pulled was actually the Magician, but I read for the Fool. The Magician card, for whatever reason in my mind, I think, oh, this looks like the Fool because of kind of the facial expression, the posture of Hermes, and it just really, it always fools me. So I'm not surprised that I got that one mixed up, but I just wanted to mention that if you have seen that reading and you thought, this is not the right card. So anyways, let's start here. We have a magnificent tree. Look at that tree. And we know the story, right? The tree, the apple, the serpent, a desire for knowledge, and, going against the rules a little bit there. Now, I'm not going to get into, breaking down what the many different interpretations of Adam and Eve and the serpent are, but I like to just look at this as a place of evolution, activation of different parts of the tree of life, the tree of knowledge, the world tree, whatever, Axis Monday, whatever you want to call it. This is really being in a powerful configuration, quite a balance happening. For me, the Devil card is always welcome. I know kind of in pop culture, it can be looked at as something, the terrible, the ruin, bad behavior, deviance, all these kinds of things. When I see the Devil card, I think about really shedding old conventions, conditioning, silly things that we have picked up throughout our life that do not serve us, right? Being in a state of self-awareness, self-empowerment, not being afraid to live the way that you want to live. Does that have to be like the left-handed path? Do you have to be, wild and provocative and, whatever? No, of course you don't. But anybody who lives within their authentic self, who is not afraid or deterred from doing as they shall, as they please, following the love, abiding their will, you know, often make people uncomfortable, if there's a basis for that or not. Just because people are afraid of themselves. And when they see somebody who is not afraid of being themselves or living as they want to, that is uncomfortable. You know, that's against the rules. And so I think that, you know, and listen, you're a Virgo, so you know, I think that this comes naturally to you, really. Eating all the apples that you want, you know, dancing with that serpent sometimes, but also, you know, being of service to your community, to your family, having great faith in the divine. There is no turning away from the garden, right? You are as much a part of the garden as anything else. You're not an interloper. You're not a guest. You're not a visitor. You are as sacred as any other thing there. And woven into it. So, I feel like, you know, you're really just in this powerful place, feeling confident in your passage through this next cycle of work, of tasks, of ordeals. I think you really know what you're doing. You know, how often do Virgos not know what they're doing? But I also see, as we turn this, it looks like, to me, kind of a beautiful, it looks like a beautiful symmetrical merging of two halves. It almost kind of reminds me of when you cut an apple in half. But I also see we have kind of this almost heart, kind of an apple, this, you know, chemical wedding, this union of the opposites, a balance. But we have these figures here kind of reaching up, trying to also connect themselves to this. So there is further work happening. There is activations happening. I also feel with this kind of wanting, reaching, there's a sense of feeling very connected and conscious of your desires. And I think that, and this I think is very much a Virgo thing, there is a lot of fulfillment in restraint, in tempering yourself, in choosing within reason. Of course, yes, succumbing to, you know, the things that you want to do, to obtain, to be obtained by. That is also nice. You know, but I think there's even more enjoyment in not succumbing to it, right? In the courtship, in the exploration, and just being on the edge of things. And I think that's a total Virgo trait. And so up here we have a person kind of standing on top of all of this, arms raised in a joyous posture. And I feel that this is a perfect time for ritual, ceremony, creating and finding meaning in the subtle things. Also, I don't know if you've ever done this, but it's something that I quite enjoy, is creating of your own holidays, your own feasts, finding reasons to celebrate things, a reason to cook a special meal, a reason to have a little party, build a little altar. To create spiritual, magical objects to utilize. We don't have to wait for the solstice, equinox, or, the saint feasts or major holidays or minor holidays, whatever. We can create our own holidays. And we should. I feel like there's just really such a whole feeling here, a knowing. I think of one of those ancient fertility goddesses, plump and in a posture of great desire and elegance, knowing, being fully self-possessed. There's no room for shame or choosing against yourself or choosing for somebody else, living your life the way that you think somebody wants you to or what would make others happy. Of course, we want to be agreeable to some degree, right? I guess. But I feel like most of us, and maybe if you are feminine leaning, have lived mostly as a woman, it might take you longer because we're conditioned to mostly live our life for other people. So many rules and regulations. Most of them contradict each other, and as you know, whatever you choose, somebody is going to have something to say about it. But then you get to an age, a place in your life, the earlier the better, where you think, I don't give a damn. I'm going to do what I want to do. You've survived life. Maybe you've even done well for yourself. I'm sure that you take care of others. You're a thoughtful, intelligent, beautiful being. Magical, clever, funny, all of the things. And none of that matters, really. You don't need to be any of that to live your life for yourself. But, That's what I tell myself. I do all these things and I've survived. And I friggin' show up where I need to. And I'm not... Pudgy, I heard you running, sir. Come on. All the way down. Say your little hello. You gotta come down. Come on. Come on. He really snuck like a little... Oh, goodness. So, anyhow, you know, you just get to a point where it's like you just are going to be who you are. And I think that that's so much what this devil archetype is about. That's so much what these unification of the parts of self, the celebration, starting to really just create your own world, your own reality. Not just aesthetically, not just, you know, so everybody's happy and comfortable in your life, although that's nice, but really just creating your own universe, world, bubble, whatever it is. And that is really not only an act of defiance, this beautiful devil card, but also the magician, a world creator. And that's, I think, when the real fun begins. And I feel like that's, you know, this is where you're at. This is where, you know, the door you are opening, walking through. And this is a magical land. Okay, let's see. Who do we have down here? Let's see what's going on. We have quite a ram there. You can see the body, the horns here. What's the other day somebody said, oh my goodness, what was it? The deer's antlers. I guess they said horns. They said, oh, they're antlers. Well, thank you. Thank you for... Listen, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. I will use all the words the wrong way. But if you know, you know. So, anyways, we have this beautiful ram. Okay, so maybe you have an Aries in your life. You know what? I do. My best friend, she's an Aries. The coolest girl I've ever met. We've been friends since we were kids. And so maybe you have a most brilliant Aries in your life. I think a Virgo and an Aries go so well together as friends. Really, I mean, you can't mess with the two together. You combine those two energies, and that is, you know, those are two feisty beings. You know, and so I think that this dynamic, and this is in this emotional zone, this dynamic it keeps you remembering yourself, having a person that is an Aries in your life. And maybe it's in one of your major placements. This also keeps you knowing who you are. You do not forget yourself when you have somebody like this close to you, and vice versa. You know, when you're feeling weak, downtrodden, disenfranchised, all those kinds of things, that Aries person will not let you forget who you really are, what you can really do. And there's a love there that's easy. It just, you know, should you be together romantically? I don't know. That's a different story. I don't know. It seems like it could be a little temperamental between the two. But as a good friend, yes, definitely. I 100% recommend, but you can't have my friend. She's my best friend. Okay, let's see. We have a person. It looks like a person with like a shovel running, and that's what I keep seeing it as. And let's look at it this way. Now it looks like they're digging. Okay, so I feel like this to me is just sowing the seeds, right? Digging, getting that soil worked up, ready to receive. Very fertile time. Plant some of those seeds, your ideas, your hopes, your dreams. Let's start manifesting. You're in a good place. You have that power behind you. You're thinking outside of the box with this devil energy, and you're not afraid to be there doing that. Okay, and let's see, what do we have on here? Ooh, spilled some of you all over me there. Tea. And I just have this feeling that, and I don't like this, I don't like when this comes up. I just have this feeling that there is somebody in your life who just cannot stand how confident you are. Cannot stand that you just do what you do and you're good at it. It's like an evil eye situation. Not a frenemy, because I think that you know better. You're not friends. But I think this is just somebody who is somewhere in there, a family member, somebody at work, maybe somebody that, you know socially, but they're not really part of your core group of people. Whoever it is, I kind of almost feel like this is like a sister-in-law. For me I'm like, is this like somebody in like a mom, like a, like a whatever, one of the other kids' moms or something like that. I think just, sometimes people are around, they just don't know how to handle your energy because they have so much self-esteem issues, and it's hard for them to see somebody who is okay with who they are. Like, it's almost, it's like sinful that you like who you are. It's prideful. It's shameful. Well, So, say a prayer for them. Hopefully they can figure it out for themselves. Life is short. Right? I mean, honestly. So, that's our reading. I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. I love doing the Virgo readings. I'm not going to say they're my favorite. They're one of my favorites. They might be close to my favorite. But, it's easy for me to read for a Virgo, being a Virgo, because that we're so introspective about our stuff, constantly thinking about it. So, I enjoy it because I feel like I'm a very, like a mindful kind of Virgo person. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it's helping us get into the algorithm. All of the different kinds of engagement help. Watching the video all the way through, liking the video, sharing it on social media. What else? commenting, subscribing. Of course, if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. You know, watch your major placements. Watch your Venus. Cross watch. Watch every sign if you want to. I know some of you do, and I'm really thankful for you all. I like that. So what else? Yeah, if you want to leave a comment, I read them all. It takes me a little while, sometimes a day or two, just because, you know, it's summer. My kid has all this stuff going on. We are busy. Of course, you should go over and check out my husband's channel, Dove and Serpent Tarot. Shout out to Paul. He just had a birthday this week, so happy birthday to him again. And thank you to everybody who said happy birthday on the community post and other places. You all are so sweet. And so anyways, I want to thank you, and we will talk again in just a few days.